This one is after ethyl maltol, so it takes a bit time to make sure. The idealistic thing is that when the first one is all dissolved, then you put the next one, so otherwise it will take longer, and you don't know how it's gonna react. So use always small quantities. You can increase them gradually, and when everything is mixed, it's just take patience. I mean, have patience there, and then it will be all right, you know. But gradually, when you mix them at low, you know, if you're using a machine to mix, then use the medium to low turning. Don't use too fast, you know, otherwise you won't, it will not mix properly. So gradually it will all mix up properly. I've reduced the quantity from the beaker because it's a small size beaker, so I need to mix a few more things. And yeah, when this is all mixed, the next step is to use a 50-50 mixture of MDP or DPG and glycolide, and the quantity that you need to use is 50 gram is ideal. You can increase that to 100 gram because glycolide is at 50% dilution. Now we're going to use 250 ml of distilled water. I'm using the same container as I used the glycolide, so it's milky, and you will see everything will become milky, but don't worry. See, it's changing. It's distilled water, pure water. If the whole mixture is becoming transparent, it shows that the mixture is fine. You can still take more water in it. But if it's not, then you're making a 20 liter quantity, so you can add fresh alcohol in it. So it's too saturated, that's why it's not mixing it quick. But surely it will mix all together and everything will become transparent. I'm gonna take 50% off the beaker and add fresh ethanol to reduce the saturation for the mixture. So it's all transparent because I took 50% off from the beaker and added more ethanol. So I'm adding the remaining distilled water. There's 250 ml goes into it. And you can see it's all opaque again, so I'll wait till it gets transparent. At this stage, if you want to add more ethanol to the mixture, that's safe. It's just you're reducing the saturation. So imagine you are mixing sugar with water. So I'm going to add more ethanol. Right, so it's mixing. At this stage I'm going to add blue color to make it more, it will change into transparent form gradually, but this is the time when you have water in, you can add the color. It's a food coloring, nothing special, or do not use any other color type, because they will dissolve with water perfectly, and then you know you have a nice color, blue color. Now I want to make this into aqua, so for that, after the blue color I will use green color. So I'm using a bit of green color, not too much. This will make into aqua blue. At this point I'm going to take some more of the mixtures out and add more ethanol to it, because it's a small beaker and I mix always in small quantities. So I will take some out and add more ethanol. So I took almost half of it, and remaining I'm going to fill it up with ethanol, sorry. You see it's beautiful crystal form now. It's just the concentration. If it's highly saturated, then yes, you have to mix. It takes time, but you can make the saturation separate and reduce it, add more ethanol to it. It will increase the speed of mixing. But when you pour into the final, you need to make sure it's all mixed well. Everything needs to be transparent. So this is done now. And now I'm going to take this one back to the main container. This is the main container I'm mixing, and you can see it has kind of amber looking brownish. It's because in a different mix I add this one is like aqua, so I add red to it to make it more amber kind of look color. So I use some fresh ethanol again, and this time I'm gonna mix LABDANUM, but very small quantity, maybe few drops, or because they will not mix, you need to dilute it. This will give brownish color anyway, so you have the blue there, and this one has a bit of ambery color, so you don't have to use red color if you don't want to. But LABDANUM, it does magic to the perfume, and it's all done. And remember, we're making a base. If you put too much LABDANUM, then be careful, because you will see the lumps everywhere. So, but you can't put this as it is in the mixture, in the main mixture, because these lumps will not dissolve properly. So make sure they are clear, crystal clear here in this stage, and then it goes to the main mixture. Okay, so I've added more ethanol to the LABDANUM mixture. Only just few drops, you know, you don't need to put too much, maybe 10 to 20 drops for 20 kg. So it just needs to give that color. I could have used the red color to give the ambery brownish look to the liquid, but I'd rather use something which is natural, and you know, it's very it just bring something nice touch, very in the background, very much in the background. You can't smell the labdanum in your perfumes, but this one it does magic for some reason, I don't know. But this one is my preference. I use labdanum and only 20 drops for 20 kg mixture of ethanol. So this is the final, and this one goes to the main. Once it's all dissolved, I can see few things in there. So let's see. It's beautifully mixed, I think. I don't know whether you can see, there's some bits in here, so I just keep mixing it until it's all transparent, until all broken down, and then it's all mixed. Then it's safe to put it into the main mixture. Otherwise these will they will not mix properly, and that is not the point. We have to make sure it's all transparent. Right, so this one is all mixed up, and now what we need to do is to take this to the main mixture. So this is our main mixture. Okay, so what we're going to do now, so you can buy these containers kind of thing from any catering shops. I got it from one of them, and the best thing is it will seal it, and it will stay in a constant temperature for 45 days, and when we use a refrigerator for that. The reason is that we need to give a constant temperature, so the consistency and the mixing should be the way we want it. So we will take very small quantities whenever we are ready to make perfume. So we will show I will show that in next videos, so stay tuned and subscribe, and please press the bell button as well, so to get more updates. Please subscribe, don't forget us, so I will show you how to make all the best the ways that I've learned over time to make a perfume into. It's not just simply just add oil, perfume oils, and then you mix it with alcohol. It doesn't work. You need to have silage, and you need to have longevity for the perfume. There's so many factors involved. So this mixture will do all the things for you, and all you have to do is, this mixture is ready to be mixed with any oils, but obviously good quality oils. So stay tuned. Thank you. It's all sealed up, and this is the thing I like about these. So it's all sealed, no air is going to it, and then afterwards we'll keep this in a refrigerator. Alright guys, for the second one, this mixture has the same process as the normal base for any perfumery, but it will give a very subtle effect to it. There won't be any alcoholic smell or anything like that in terms of the smell, but it's very neutralized, and it makes into the other things that we used. They are very few quantities that we used are tonalid, just a pinch, or maybe half a teaspoon, you can say. So in 20 kg, and that's what I didn't show you, but it's tonalid. And after that there is what it does, all these things that we put into the ethanol to make a base, and it matures for 40 to 45 days. Maximum 60 is best, minimum, sorry, but minimum you can go for, you can say 40 to 45. I would say 60 is 2 months, so then it's all mixed properly, and it becomes very stable when you use it with the perfumes. So what it does to the perfume, increase the longevity. The silage means that from distance you can smell that someone is wearing very nice perfume, and it reduces the the time, like, you know, you can smell for a long time the same authentic smell of the oil. It preserves it. And if it's very hot summery, or if it's a winter, autumn, in any all season, this will give you the security for a nice smell for the perfume. You know, it won't does changes to the oil that you use. So if you're using an impression of Sauvage, which is quite delicate, you know, if you add something to it, you lose the main theme of it. So this base, the one we made, is ideal for it. All the European perfumery or French perfumery, they are ideal. But then you have some premium perfumes like 540 Raj, Kurdijan, MFK, and then you have all those expensive ones, the one they use oud with it. Now that's a different category. You can use the base, but it is very it becomes difficult over experience. You will learn that the performance of the oil, that is very expensive as well. If you use a good quality oil for the oud, we call them compounds. The one I say, the oils, they are the compound made by very authentic big companies. Make sure you buy from authentic company, because if someone else you buy from, you don't know what kind of chemicals or oils they're synthetic, or are they toxic, are they allowed in UK. So we have to follow IFRA guidelines. For example, Lyral we can't use in UK, and bergamot in the real natural form we can't use it in UK, you know, so it's not healthy. And sometimes to make it cheap, they use a lot of chemicals such as methanol, which is toxic, and to make it more vibrant and to make it more long lasting, and silage is increased with that, but it's not good for you, not good for your kids, and causes allergies and so many other things. Now what we do for a luxury perfume, the perfume that sells for 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 pounds, obviously the compound is very expensive when you buy it. So surely the whole cost of it is expensive. Now we have to make some changes to the base as well to make it perfect. Now this one is for 50 liter. This is the one I've put it on side, but I just want to show you the last thing I did. I left that mixture for 50 liter on the side for about a month, and after a month I'm going to add the last magical touch, and that is this is the special oud that we have. And you can see the viscosity is not too thick. The reason is, when you have the actual oil, the real oil, the viscosity shouldn't be that thick. So this one has, as you can see, this one is not that thick. So this one is, to me, is the real oil, the way it should be. If it's too thick, what they've done, they've used so many different chemicals. One of the example, they can use castor oil to mix it, and then it will give you a very thick consistency. And then a lot of people don't know about oud. Certain kind of oud are not, they don't have same consistency, you know. The viscosity sometimes is thick naturally, sometimes it's not. Most likely the viscosity is like this. You see, it's not too thick, and it dissolves on your hand, in your hand nicely. And then the smell is, this one is a special one that we ask and we get from our supplier from abroad, and this is the authentic, the best of the best you can get, and it's very, very expensive. So you use for 50 liter, we use 250 ml of it, so it's 25,000 milliliter. For that you need, I mean, you can use 100 ml if you want it, but it's very expensive and it's very hard to get, because when it's distilled, when it's matured, the better it is when it's matured. So the oldest oud wood we get a very long, I mean, one of the best quality ouds we can get that. So these ones we use it for the base where you have the oud based perfumes, and to them we don't need to use too much compound. If you use too much compound and think, okay, this will do the magic and this will become stronger, it's not going to do anything. Most likely the perfume bottle will be blocked because if it's too thick, and it's not safe at time that you put too much. So we need to use very cleverly what we do with the base. So this is the oud that we use, and Cambodia most of the time, but sometime from India. And then the suppliers, obviously, you need to know when you're in this business, you need to know where are the best suppliers are, and they're very hidden away because they deal with only big customers if they get more revenue out of it. So they just keep those customers. A small customer with the few £1,000 or something, that is very low for them to do the transaction or sell it to them. So they go for quantities and the price. The quantity is limited resource, so you get the best one if you have a good relation with them. In this business, if you are rude to your suppliers, that's a big no, because if you lose that supplier, no one else will give you that kind of consistent quality and your business is at risk. So at time you're kind of obviously they're pleasant people, and if they're giving you the good quality, yes, the price is the thing that you have to pay, but for a good quality. If the quality is not right, just explain that to them, obviously, but you need to find them. It takes a lot of connections and a lot of things. Now, cutting long story short, what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix this oud finally. I've used just a bit of just over 2 liter approximately, or 1.5 liter you can say. This beaker is for 2.5 liter, so you can use more quantity if you want it. It's just for the last mix that I need to use for my oud mix base. So this one is a bit of animalic, and this one has ambergris in it, and it's very expensive, but very small quantity, just a touch of it. That's the only thing I added in few drops to it. But this is the purest oud that is going in. I can smell this in the whole shop. I think I have to shut it down now. Okay, I'm not gonna waste the one is left over in this beaker. I'm gonna mix something after to make sure every drop is consumed, because this is very expensive. And you see how the color has changed into reddish, brownish kind of thing. So this is the test, one of the tests I've seen, that when I mix it, this is the color I get. If I don't, then I know there's something wrong with it. But from my supplier, I always get the best, and I pay them good money. I get the good quality consistently. So now this goes into our different mixture, which is 50 liter, or you can use 100 liter as well. 250 ml is very good, but I make extra quality. I just make sure there's a premium quality, AAA grade for perfumes. When it comes to the oud, as they are very expensive, I need to make sure that I give them the best. So for those compounds that I use for expensive perfumery, I use this base. If it's to do with oud, if the perfume has oud, then this will give me all the protection I need to make the long-lasting perfume, and all the good features that stays in the actual bottle when you buy from the actual brand, and it's very expensive. And then there's a difference between someone who makes something like that and the actual perfume. So this is a difference, that they use very expensive bases, and obviously the compound we get is from authentic companies, and we make very similar to what they're doing, or sometimes better. So we have a control how much concentration it needs to be in there, and then we can improve. So we can change if it's the weather, it's too hot, we can change that. We have much control. So this way you get the best of the best. So our base is also you know, gives that thing of a touch of the oud, the real oud. And when it mixed with the compound, it gives extra. So at time you can use these two bases. These are the two bases we do. One is the normal base for any European light, not too strong perfumes. Like oud make very strong perfume, but it's luxury perfume, very expensive. So at times there are some oils that are in the middle. They have some kind of oud, but like black Montel black oud kind of thing. So for those kind of thing, you learn over experience, obviously, that this one does not need the premium base, oud base, because it already has a lot of oud in it. So you mix I call them the Aqua base and the oud base. These are the two bases I make as a main. But obviously we have so many different bases. For example, if it's floral, then if you use the oud base, then it will change into Fouget. So because it makes it into woody, the floral effect will be there, but obviously you will have a touch of wood. So it will become a different kind of perfume, and it will change the nature of the authenticity of the perfume. So for that reason I use the Aqua.